It's time to start believing in yourself. Um, what is going on? I feel like you've been in this space of just delaying your own happiness in hopes of, I don't know, I guess just like thinking that it's gonna come at some further point, for when you get more better looking, when you got more money, when you're happier. You've been using that one a lot. When you're happier, when you're a little bit more motivated. And it's just it's getting old. It's really, really getting on my nerves. I just had to get on this video to tell you that it's time to believe in yourself, Pooh. Do some shit that you want to do. It's time to get out of your comfort zone. You've been really getting in the swing of just going to work, making a living. We both know at a job that you really don't like that much. You're a worker. Like, you go to work and then you bring your job home with you, and then you complain because you feel like you don't have that much energy to do anything else. You eat, you shower, you sleep, you lay in bed for a couple minutes and really think, oh my God, I have to do this shit again. You think about your job the next day. You go to sleep, you wake up, you're like, oh crap, I gotta go to my job. I had that meeting. Let me think about this. Let me go get coffee. While you're drinking your coffee, you're thinking about your job, you're ready for work, and then you go to work, and then you come home and do the exact same thing. When I say you, I mean me. I want to make this known early on that this podcast or that this video is simply me talking to myself. I am in no means trying to be a motivational podcaster. I don't want to motivate anyone other than myself. My entire professional job is geared towards helping other people. One of the main reasons why I strayed away from this podcast and I had to go into that whole elaborate scenario to give you some gist about how my life has been going for the past 2 years is just because it has been exactly that. It's been a cycle of just, is defeatism a word? Victimhood, basically. Being a victim of my life. Going to work, exhausting myself at work, thinking about my job when I get off work, again, because my job is so geared towards helping other people. Feeling defeated for some reason because I think I'm exhausted by my job. It's consuming me. It's not something that I'm extremely passionate about, although I do enjoy helping people to an extent, and connecting with people to an extent. But then also feeling very far away from my creativity, I think, because I don't have the mental space to think about things like that, or we'll get more into that, but I do need to finish that thought. No, not giving myself the mental space to think about my creativity, but then not doing anything to combat that, not really creating space, not really taking, not taking chances, not taking advantage of the opportunities to be creative. But then also just, again, feeling like a victim, feeling like I'm defeated by my job. And I say no more to that shit. I am tired of feeling like a victim. I'm tired of complaining about the same shit. It's time. It is time to do something new. Yesterday I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, shout out to Elle, and Elle and I were just talking about like just our days, work, life. I feel like that's like a common theme in your 20s. Like, you don't unfortunately get to catch up with your friends that often, but when you do, it's very much so like, girl, what's been going on with life? Tell me about work, relationships, what's been making you happy. But a common theme that I've been noticing in myself and a few of my close friends that I connect with is that we're not that happy about like with the main portions of our lives. Like, I think being in this mid 20 something range, I've been really focused on like my career, because I think for a person like me with my personality, my career is very much so kind of linked with my passion, or they need to be, at least. My career and my passion need to be linked up. But for some reason, I've just been putting myself in job opportunities that like use me, and I'm a good person, I'm a good worker, and I do the jobs well, but they're exhausting and they're also boring. And I don't have the time to really like explain the complexities of my job. I mean, we all have different jobs and aspects of it, but one thing I've also noticed about my job is that I don't enjoy going there. I don't wake up and I'm like, oh my God, I'm ready to go to my job. I got this thing. I'm not excited about doing it. And I think it's okay and it's time to accept that. I think one of the unfortunate conditions that I've been told throughout my life is that like work is hard. Again, kind of like that message that you need to save up for your happiness. I think capitalism teaches you that. But for my own self and my own conditioning from my own parents, I know that that's been a message that I've gotten. Like, I have not been raised by people who are like, hey, go after your passions and be happy. And like, yeah, like it just has not been anything like that. And, I don't need to point the finger. There is no pointing the finger. You're raised by people who are raised by the people who are raised by people. Like, the cycle goes on and on and on. They couldn't have taught me anything that they did not learn themselves. But I am grateful that I am woke enough to be able to be like, bitch, this is not it. Your job is not it. And also to be able to recognize that there's something else that's calling within me. There's something that's wanting my attention. There's something that's needing to be expressed. And for the longest of time, I have known it's a podcast. I have known that it's videos. I have known that it's connecting with myself through this microphone, through words, through, dare I say, you. But at the same time, it was a lot of pressure because, one, I'm seeing so many other people do it. Two, like I said at the beginning of this video, there was this weird pressure of like, what am I saying? Am I benefiting people? Again, with my profession, like there's always a goal through helping people. And I just needed to take that shit off of myself to say, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to motivate anybody other than myself, period. But then also, I forgot my train of thought, LOL. But I think those are two really good things. And to also recognize that this podcast is not going to be perfect and I don't need it to be perfect. But that's another reason why I'm able to even get on this podcast or whatever this is today, because I needed to remind myself that, Ellis, it's okay to make mistakes. Ellis, it's okay to be spontaneous. Ellis, it's okay to say, I'm happy I did that, but I'm going to scrap the fuck out of this video and I'm not going to post it. But I needed to get on here and prove to myself that I can do it. And to tell myself, Ellis, it's time to continue going. It's time to continue pursuing your passions and to continue pursuing the things that make you happy. Just explore. I think the frustrating part, which I'm happy that I'm trying to combat it right now, is that talking and expressing myself has been a thing that's been on my mind daily. But by being a victim to my cycle of work and hating my job and feeling like I don't have the time or the energy, in all honesty, perpetuating a cycle, because I'm just telling myself these things. I'm just like creating these affirmations within my mind that my job sucks and I'm unhappy and I don't have the time, I don't have the energy, I don't have the means. And I think like today I noticed before I got on here, I think what sparked this inspiration is that I have a whole ass nice camera that my dad lets me use. Shout out to my dad. And it's just sitting on my my dresser. I've just been moving it around, not using it, and it's just here. And although I'm not taking the video on it right now because I got some things I want to order for it to do, like, to get a microphone, but it just was like, something was like, stop wasting time. Stop fucking wasting time. And I have to say that to whoever needs to hear that. Stop fucking wasting time. There's some shit that you want to do that it's just like, do it. And I realized that that's been an overarching problem for me in my life as of lately, is wasting time. There are bills, some shit that's come to my attention that's like, well, you need to pay this, even student loans. But I don't do it. I just be like, oh, I'll do it at some point, or I mean to do it, but then I don't. Like, even planning for the week, I mean to do it, I want to do it, but I don't. And I'm realizing that even as I'm talking, that maybe I don't do those things because I don't allow myself to do the shit that I want to do. So my brain's like, bitch, why do this other boring shit that you don't want to do? Your job is consuming. Hey, go to work, come home. That's all I really, that's all. Those are like the primary things that my brain has like elected as most important, and to also be decent to the people I live with. The extracurricular stuff like this has taken a back seat, but I also just said that it's extracurricular, and to be a creative person is not extracurricular. It's a part of who I am. And because of comparisons, because of, dare I say, capitalism, because of expectations that I put on myself, I took a step back from being creative because I felt like I wasn't good enough. I felt like I didn't have the means. I felt like I didn't have anything to say. I felt like I wasn't really being a benefit to anybody other than myself. Well, I wasn't being a benefit to anybody. And I see now, I'm grateful now, through hard work, through affirmations, through therapy, through support groups, through talking to people, through, friends like Elle, through friends like Kennedy, through friends like Morgan, and through friends like Lorenz and Elijah, that I am enough. It's funny that I say that because today I have this bracelet. I don't have it on now because it broke, but I got it a couple months ago, and it, is a nice bracelet, and it says I am enough, and it's like an affirmation bracelet, and it's strong. Like, it's been coming on and off every day for the past 2 months. Today it just broke. Like, I just was like, I don't know why, I just took it off, and it just broke. And I was like really sad, but I wasn't really that sad. It was like, oh fuck, like damn, this shit broke. I was thinking in my head, like, I gotta go to the mall to get this fixed. I hope they can fix it for me for free. But my sister kind of pointed out, like, she was like, well, they say when a bracelet breaks, you must have learned the lesson. And I was like, oh shit, period. And I noticed that, like, I do feel enough. Like, I do feel like I am enough. Like, I feel like even if I put this video out, that it's okay. Like, hey, I just put this video out. I did this video. Before I felt so much pressure. I felt like there needed to be a message. I needed to do some type of promo after to get you engaged. But it's just like, no. I don't even subscribe to people. Like, a lot of the people I watch on YouTube, like, religiously, I don't subscribe to their Instagram. I don't use Instagram for real. I don't rarely follow anybody other than people on YouTube, which is probably where I'm going to put this video if I put it out. But I say all that to say that I was putting these expectations on myself that I don't even put on other people. And it was fucking ridiculous. It is fucking ridiculous. And I see how it was, again, putting me in this cycle of wasting time because I just felt inadequate. But going back to the bracelet, I feel enough now. And, growth is not linear at all. And I'm not demoting myself. I'm not going to say that I'm not enough, or I won't feel like I'm not enough, or I won't feel like I'm enough. I don't know what I'm trying to say right now. I guess I'm saying that I recognize my growth and I'm proud of myself, and I want to celebrate that by doing things that I want to do and I personally want to dedicate the rest of my year, my 2024, to doing shit that I want to do. Like my job that I don't really like right now, I'm gonna be working it for the next few months, at least until May, when the school year ends. But at the same time, I'm also gonna be open, and I am open to something better and to filling my time with shit that I want to do. I've spent the last 20 something years doing a lot of shit that I didn't want to do simply because I thought that I needed to do it, simply because I thought that it was the right thing to do, simply because I just thought that I wanted it. But I'm grateful that I've been doing enough work in my life to realize that there's a lot of shit that I don't want, but there's some shit that I do want, and it's time that I dedicate my life to doing those things. Because the sad but true reality is that nobody is going to make sure that you live a happy life but you. There's nobody that's going to make sure that you are pursuing your dreams but you. And I'm a spiritual person for sure, but one of the main lessons that my spiritual teachers have been teaching me is like, you can have the mental fortitude, you can have the emotional fortitude, but if you're not taking the action, if you're not putting one foot in front of the other, you will not get to your goals. And the last thing I'm going to say is for the past few years, have definitely subscribed to manifestations and a lot of the manifestation contents that's out there. And do not get me wrong. I think that, again, having the mental fortitude, the unwavering belief and faith is necessary, but so is the action. So this is my own declaration to say, Ellis, it's time to take action. Person that's watching this, it's time to take action. It's time to do some shit that you want to do, because again, nobody is going to make sure that you are living the life that you want to live if it's not you. So I really urge you to know that you're enough. Know that although it's not a moment to waste time, there is enough time for you. There's always enough time. I had to let go of the fact that, for the past 2 years, I haven't really produced any art. I haven't produced any videos. I haven't been consistent on my podcast. I haven't been consistent on my zine that I have. I haven't been consistent with friends. I've been in hermit mode, totally. And I could look back and kind of say, damn, that sucks. I could look at some other people on social media and be like, they've spent this past 2 years grinding and now they're X, Y, and Z. And that's great for them. But I have to really be at this point in my life now, and I'm choosing to be at this point in my life now where I don't think about that shit. That shit doesn't matter to me. Fuck that. Love them. Good for them. I hope they're successful, but I hope that I'm successful as well. And I hope that I'm successful doing shit that I want to do. I've been successful doing some shit that I don't want to do, and it doesn't feel that good. It does not. It feels like, oh, okay, cool, I did that. But I want to feel what it feels like to do some shit that I want to do, to be successful doing the shit that I want to do. I've felt it before, but I want to feel more of it. I realize that my ideal self is a person who is connecting with other people, a person who is sharing the lessons that they share with other people. I notice that that's one of the things I love doing. I love when I get something that makes me happy, or something that I find cool, even if it's a movie. I have to share it with somebody else. I have to be like, oh my God, watch this movie or look at this movie. If it's a song that I love, I have to send it to somebody else. I'm like, bro, this is the dopest song ever. And that's something that I love doing, and I need to spend more of my time doing that. And I also need to spend more of my time expressing the thoughts and the feelings and the lessons that come inside of me and put them out. Because I do that to other people. I love so many inspirational influencers, or I've read so many books that have these really grand ideas and awesome messages. And it's only right, if I'm consuming all this stuff, that I need to put out stuff too. I think we live in this age where people consume, but they're just harboring it in. And when I say people, I mean me. For the past 2 years, I've consumed so many books and so many podcasts, so many YouTube videos about potential, about happiness, success, love, all these things, lifestyle influencers. And they've shared a lot of great messages with me. But I realize now and in this moment that the only person who's going to change my life is me. So it's time. I am enough. I will not waste my own time. I will be my biggest advocate, and I hope that you do the same. So, thanks for listening to my impromptu message. I hope to see you in the next video. Again, my name is Ellis Monte, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.